September 3rd, 2016. Guys, this is a heads up on the East Coast. Now Tropical Storm Hermine has moved back offshore. The center circulation is just about completely back over water. And what's going to happen is that it's going to hit the Gulf Stream. Now the models are kind of strange, but we've got a front coming in from the north. What this thing is going to do, it looks like, is move offshore, strengthen back to a Cat 1, and sit there and kind of bounce back and forth a couple of days, and then maybe exit out the East Coast. But check that out, guys. It's coming off the coast now. Look at the rain that's associated with the northwest and tracking side. Notice that long tail that comes all the way back into the Gulf. Guys, that was some of the most intense lightning at daylight this morning that I've seen in a long time. The thunder and the lightning was so loud and electrically charged, even in this tail pulling in out of the Gulf. One of these feeder bands basically is what this thing is. It's strange, but notice on the 5th, and I'll pull this up, it goes from a tropical depression to a Category 1 hurricane right there. See the 1 inside that circle? Now what that means, you're just south of Manhattan Island, and they don't really know what's going to happen. It's been one of those years, so we need to pay attention. You've got one model making this big loop, and then several loops. Notice that, guys? Just sit there and spin back and forth. If I counted, I could see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on that model. The Canadian model shows it going a little further north. That's the purple line, and then curving back. But this thing could bring extremely high tides, hurricane force winds, flooding rains, right again in the Hurricane Sandy area. It's not as large as an open ocean hurricane as Sandy was as far as size. But the amount of time that it sits there, it could pile up the same amount of water. Now you notice how it just lingers off the East Coast there? You're looking at September, backing up, there's September 5th. And we'll go back to today, just give you an idea. September 4th there, come back to September 3rd. Here we are. It's moved off the coast. Now, as we step back forward in time, notice how long it lingers. Guys, also, just to point out, there's a system coming in off of Africa. It's about a 20-30% chance of development right now. But on September 12th, it comes across New Orleans on these models, and we know how they change. Notice right there, just watch it as we go through these steps. But again, here we are still lingering off the coast of off the East Coast. Check this out, guys. Notice that. Now coming into the Gulf, and I zoomed this up, but guys, but the timestamp there is September 12th through the 11th and the 12th coming in. Now we know that model will change, but notice there's another one in the mid-Atlantic by that time. But again, the point of this video now is hurricane winds, tides, rip currents, and flooding rain in the New York area. Now, the mayor there is watching it. You watch it too. We'll keep this thing updated. Now, to the earthquakes. Notice I've got the map set at 7 days, magnitude 4.5 or stronger. We've had 2 today that affects the United States, a 5.6 in Oklahoma and a 5.6 in the Cascadia Fault Zone. That's 104 kilometers west of Ferndale, California. Very dangerous area. Now, I'm going to change the criteria of this map in just a second. And I was concerned late last night. I was just exhausted. We've been on the road. But there was a counterclockwise motion in the last few days around the Ring of Fire. And the next place that it would appear to be moving to is exactly where this quake struck. Right there in that bottom section of the Cascadia Fault Zone, one of the most dangerous areas in the world. And we've seen Oklahoma quakes for years now, right there in the fracking zone. But a 5.6, guys, you're not far from a 6.0 earthquake there. But that could be a combination of the weak areas from all the fracking, and then pressure all the way from the west coast, because actually there's pressure around the planet at this time, and I'll show you that from the ACE satellites and the Solar Dynamics Observatory. Pulling this up on the Google map images, you can see that ridge, guys, that comes in there at Ferndale. But let's go to 1 day all magnitudes worldwide. You've got 5.0, this is north of Iceland. You've got a 4.5 there in Italy. They don't need any more quakes. 5.1 southwest Indian Ridge. What caught my attention again was this counterclockwise motion on the Ring of Fire. You start out there with a 6.7, moves down to a 7.1. Notice August 31st. Then we come here to the 7.1, guys, and notice the timestamp, September 1st. Then the next two quakes happened today, on September 3rd, a 5.1, then this 5.6. And a 5.6 is a strong quake, guys. I don't care what they say. There's a lot of energy there. And Cascadia Fault Zone. Let's watch it, because if we got any weak points, this filament, which is huge, and it's coming Earth facing now, you can see it on the Solar Dynamics Observatory. If it releases, and it would be, I would not bet it making all the way around the rotation on our side of the sun. If it's not energized from that sunspot just below it, guys, when it crosses what's called the Earth-Sun magnetic connectivity point, which is on the right side of what you're looking at there, it will more than likely release. Now notice the energy that's being picked up on our early warning system on the ACE satellites. Guys, that last pulse just happened. Notice the timestamp. Now, there was an overload in the section. Notice at the bottom, at 2200 hours last night, coming up through midnight, and then we started getting signal again. And that pulse there can sometimes override the system. But right now, as I'm recording this video, we're getting another pulse that's as strong as the one that is putting the pressure on the Ring of Fire, guys. So watch it right now. So we got, we're watching this hurricane, we're watching the solar filament, watching the earthquakes. So heads up, be safe.